President Trump has called for Intel CEO Lip-Bu Tan, who has been in the position since March, to resign immediately. Today on CRN In-Depth, I'm joined by my colleague, senior editor Dylan Martin, to talk about what this means. And Dylan, it's worth mentioning that you and I actually filmed an entire episode yesterday, ironically about partner program changes and some turnover happening at Intel and kind of their turnaround plans. But obviously, as we know, news moves fast around here. So let's get into it. Trump made a very unexpected demand this morning. Tell us more about it.
Yes, very unexpected and very unusual. I mean, when does the leader of our country call for a CEO of a company to resign? I honestly don't know when that has happened before, if it ever has happened. But regardless, this morning on Trump's Truth Social platform, our president wrote, "The CEO of Intel is highly conflicted and must resign immediately. There is no other solution to this problem. Thank you for your attention to this problem." That's what he wrote. It was just 3 sentences, but regardless, a direct confrontation with Intel, which is trying to turn itself around under the leadership of the CEO, Lip-Bu Tan. And it's a pretty unprecedented situation, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. And so far, has Intel made any comment at all?
I reached out to Intel for comment this morning and haven't seen anything. So, Trump wrote these 3 sentences about Lip-Bu Tan needing to resign and claiming that Lip-Bu Tan is, quote, highly conflicted. Trump didn't elaborate on what he meant by this, but it actually happened. This happened 2 days after Senator Tom Cotton sent a letter to Intel's chairman, Frank Yeary, about, quote, Intel's operations and its potential impact on U.S. national security, end quote. And basically, Senator Cotton was claiming that Tan, quote, reportedly controls dozens of Chinese companies and has a stake in hundreds of Chinese advanced manufacturing and chip firms. And he didn't reference it directly, but he was referencing a Reuters report from earlier in April. And he also talked about the fact that Tan's previous company that he served as CEO, Cadence Design Systems, just last week pleaded guilty to criminal charges of violating U.S. export controls by selling electronic design automation software to a Chinese university on the U.S. entity list. So those 2 things combined, and also the fact that Intel is getting nearly $8 billion in subsidies from the federal government, along with a secure enclave program with the U.S. Department of Defense that's worth up to $3 billion. Those 3 things combined to Senator Cotton raise questions about what did Intel know at the time and so forth. That's what we know so far. And Intel has not commented as of now, but that could change at any moment.
So this development on Thursday morning here, this is coming at a really pivotal time for Intel, just judging by what we talked about earlier this week. Tell us a little bit about, Intel's turnaround plans.
Yeah, so, Intel has been trying to turn itself around for several years now. First under CEO Pat Gelsinger, he was reportedly forced out by the board in late December, and then the board appointed Lip-Bu Tan to become the CEO this March. And so Lip-Bu has not wasted any time. He has pushed for several reforms. He flattened the structure of the executive team. The company is laying off roughly 15% of its workforce. It's expecting its workforce to shrink by roughly 24,000 people by the end of this year through layoffs and attrition. Lip-Bu has also pushed for, the number of management roles to decrease greatly. He's trying to do this to achieve what he thinks will. He believes this will make Intel faster and more agile, but it's also helping Intel save a lot of money. That is, of course, after all the restructuring charges connected to the layoffs. But, he's trying to basically transform Intel into a leaner company, hoping that it will help Intel move faster, using less money. But it's still very much up in the air whether this will work. So we have to wait and see. And we also have to wait and see, will Intel essentially fold to Trump and have Lip-Bu resign, or will they put up a fight, or are there going to be back channels between the company and the government about this? It's very hard to tell what's going to happen next.
Absolutely. Still very much a developing story. And Dylan, know you'll continue to cover this, so definitely stay glued to CRN for that. And Dylan, thanks so much for jumping back on with me today.
Thank you.